Hey, yo. NERDCORE Dave. What up? This episode, not a dream, not a hoax.
Nope.
Taad's back.
Seems like it's been a while. That's right.
Full appearance. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth appearance.
Live in the skin.
From New York. So, hey, we're here. Taad's CGCs have returned.
Some of them.
Some
Good
of them.
bit of them.
Yeah. He sent out, what, a plethora? Is it official? Is it a plethora?
A myriad. How's it going to go with that? I don't know.
So before we get to that, though, we were digging through. I actually, I forgot, I wanted to touch base with you guys on something. We found out about a comic that was skyrocketing, and it's a hard to find comic. And then I remembered that I thought I had a bunch up in the attic of all places, because Taad and I years ago threw a bunch of comics in a box and we're handing them out for Halloween.
We're trying.
Yeah,
we're trying.
They took some.
Some, yeah.
But Taad had a bunch of Star comics there, and now Star comics are getting kind of hot. But I went up and dug around, and I found, well, these are Taad's, but he gave me a couple here that we're trading off here. But I got a Heathcliff, a Wally the Wizard, and a couple strawberry shortcakes. But if you look at the back, what's it called? A variant? What's the variant called?
A Star Chase variant.
Star Chase. So
I know it's in this Wally.
There's one right here.
Yeah, look at that.
Right in the back there. That's what she said.
So yeah.
So that's the variant. I guess there's probably ads and other ones. I don't know, newsstand ones or something maybe.
I don't know. It doesn't seem to be. I guess if you want to find a really nice one with the variant in it, it might be like a $10 book. Nothing crazy, but is worth noting. So we just happen to have them that we did not give away for Halloween. So we dug through those, and then thankfully the moisture only hit a couple of the 25-cent books. But one of the books that we saw that were getting hot, this is the reason I went up and dug, was this book, Mercy Sparks. I think it's number 0. And this puppy right here, man, is going for like $25. I guess they optioned it for a movie or something. And there's not a lot of these, and the reason being because they were 99 cents and nobody ever heard of this shit. And just like me, I threw them all in the Halloween
thing. And I know I had at least a half dozen or something.
next to the Tootsie Rolls.
And but honestly, this is in pretty good shape. I saw one little scuff right there. Look at that. Yeah. But I don't know if that's
production or you did it. Yeah.
But other than that, it's in really good shape, man. It's like near perfect. So anyways, yeah, that was it. Here you go again, Mercy Sparks. That's first appearance of Mercy Sparks, apparently.
Hey, it just seems like no issue is insignificant anymore.
Nope.
Even if the comic book, what it's about, there might be some crazy ad in there that's like, oh, well, this was the blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? You're afraid to... I don't know if there's anything such as a dollar bin anymore.
There's definitely a dollar bin, but yeah, the market's off the hizzy. But it's kind of what's nice is you can go in these dollar bins and find really anything. This is getting a cat excited.
Even you agree, huh? Yeah, that's good.
So, what do you got, Taad? I see you picked up a couple comics too.
Yeah, I picked up some raw books. Picked up the old Fantastic Four. What do we got? 94. Yeah, 94. First appearance of Agatha Harkness. And the cat Ebony, which she is not. But
Ivory.
If you were even remotely interested in the Scarlet Witch, Agatha Harkness is somewhat important. She taught her a lot of stuff. What do you want to call her? She's the protege was the Scarlet Witch. So I actually sat down and read this, and I'm blown away by the art and the colors. I was really actually impressed. I mean,
let me guess, John Buscema.
For this,
yeah,
Kirby.
Oh, it is a Kirby?
Still Kirby.
Wow,
yeah.
Oh, that's right. You know what? That was the longest running Kirby and Stan Lee book or the longest running team until Ultimate Spider-Man when Bendis and Mark Bagley did. But yeah, you're right. Okay.
But I don't know. They just, I guess it kind of takes some balls to do a black cover. Which, if you look a lot at the Fantastic Fours, the early ones, it seems like there was a lot of like dark covers that
space.
Yeah, and I mean, but that's what you want it to pop whenever it's on the stand and stuff. And apparently that didn't apply for the Fantastic Four because they will just put whatever, the black cover was no problem, no biggie, put it out there, somebody will buy it. So, but I picked this up. It was cool. I think they had it at a 6.0, $10 issue. Hey,
It seems to me, like, I was never a big Fantastic Four fan, but it seems to me like below issue 100, man, there seems like there's a lot of cool stuff going on with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Even over 100, like a little bit, like you had Thundra shows up in there, which I don't even know whatever happened to her. She was kind of cool, but the first 100 of the Fantastic Four, there was a lot of, stuff with Spider-Man and the Hulk and guest appearances and
X-Men. The X-Men. I was just watching a video last night from
Paste Pot Pete. How could you, man?
He gets his goo all over the place.
He had that gun,
letting it fly.
Yeah, and then I think after a while they came to their
skeet.
They came to their senses. They came to their senses, and and then he became the Trapster. I'm pretty the Trapster. It was even more original. Paste Pot Pete. Mm.
I was watching a video from Mr. Miracle yesterday, and he brought out one of his favorite X-Men comics, and it was Fantastic Four, like 28 or something. But it was the first time out of the X-Men books where somebody recognized it, the mutant hatred. Like
okay,
I got up to that point, it was just like Professor X and them talking about how everybody hated him. And I guess Sue Storm and Mr. Fantastic. Sue Storm allegedly says that she doesn't know she can trust somebody because they're a mutant, the X-Men, because they're mutants and stuff like that. So I guess that really set the bar for it to go into the Marvel Universe after that. So that's kind of neat. That's cool, like, especially if you're an X-Men collector. Now I want to get that book just because that's, you know what I mean? It's pretty notable.
I wonder what the rationale was for Reed's thinking. I mean, because, they were just as weird and freaky as any of the X-Men mutants. I mean, Well,
that's the irony.
What was the level of distrust? What was it grounded in,
That's the irony, is their kids afterwards. Franklin's a mutant.
You know what? That's funny. That's the reason that Harkness appears in this, is because they're taking Franklin to drop him off because she is going to be his nanny. Oh. So that is the reason that she is in the book. They travel to this creepy old castle, and
I always, when I had my kids, I always wanted to leave them with a master of the occult. Some bloodlettings.
She definitely needed some sleep because in the comic book she's got big dark circles around her eyes. I'm like,
she looks like the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah. But so that was why you are introduced to Miss Harkness. So
Harkness.
Yeah. So, Franklin had to be just born, if not maybe the previous issue or a couple issues, or
I think I want to say Annual 6 was the first Franklin, and maybe the first Annihilus.
It's early in the game because they're talking to Ben, and Ben finds out that his middle name is Benjamin after him, and he's all excited, and he didn't want to have anything. He didn't want to hold the baby or anything, and then when they told him that, he's like, "Come down, go Benji." So. Early stuff for everybody in here. Franklin, Elizabeth.
Cool.
But that's it seemed like one to get. I liked it. So
was it pricey?
$10.
Not bad.
Nope. Can't,
Double cover price, really. Right? It is double today's cover price. Ain't bad.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see what else you got here.
All right, so what I did was I dropped off a bunch of stuff. And I went down and picked up
August, right?
Yeah, I think it was September. The receipt said 9, so we apparently were in there in September. Some came back real quick, which we already did a vid on those. I'm pretty sure, right?
You were waiting on a lot of yours to come back.
Yeah, and then it took these a while, so these just came back. I think they called me the beginning of the week. So
in September, I was looking at my receipts, and I dropped 9 off total, and they were like a week later. I dropped 5, and then I dropped 4 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know why I did it in just a week, because usually we like to break them up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That way they're kind of rotating.
Yeah,
but
I think the first we both went down together and dropped off a whole bunch together, and then you went down the following week and just dropped off some more buyers.
Yeah, you went and dropped off that Return of Wolverine misprint edition, and I think that's what got me fired up to go drop that off and a couple more.
That was a fluky day. Like I just got up and was I'm running into the city. So
and I was when I dropped off ones that I didn't need pressed, and then I waited like a week and then dropped off ones that did need pressed. Mm. All right, well let's take a look at what you got.
All right, first up, we went and did one of these.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's got some stuff I like about it. It's got some stuff that I don't like about it. For anybody who doesn't know why we would get this graded, it is because it is arguably one of the first appearances of Wolverine in a printed comic book. There's an ad in there for Hulk 181. 3 issues, I believe, came out this month, right? The month of this.
Yeah.
And it was this, a Thor.
And a Marvel premiere with the one with the first appearance of, oh man, why am I? Oh, Colleen Wing.
Okay. But,
Thor 212, is it? Or no, 221. 221.
Okay. But I think out of the...
It's around 221. I think it's 221.
For the month, I think the Daredevil came out first, and then the Thor came out maybe the following week. So, what I kind of bummed me out a little bit, though, is CGC didn't recognize that. They didn't put it in the header plate. And they also didn't note if the Marvel value stamp is intact or not. This is intact, so maybe that's why they didn't make a notation of that. Whenever the Marvel stamp is missing, then it gets noted. So this is the Marvel premiere.
Yep, that's the Marvel premiere.
So this is Dave. Dave says I'm going to take his word. I did not know that this was the issue, but this is the other one with the ad for Hulk 181. And that is absolutely the Thor, because I know you got me one of these covers. Actually, that's just a straight up great cover. That is Thor just being Thor, man.
Yep.
So
those are the ones that have the value stamp and the Hulk 181 ad in it. Is it 221? 229? Something like 229.
Okay. So those are your 3 issues if you want to get earlier appearances of Wolverine. But that's why I got this one graded. So this is dated 11/74. So there you go. November 1974 is first appearance of Wolverine. The other note on here, this is the death of Deathstalker. Apparently, the Deathstalker finally stalked him down, and death obliged him. So
I did not know that.
yeah, neither did I. Black Widow's in there, obviously, because she is by the title. She's not on the cover, but she is by the title. So apparently,
African American widow.
no, and she looks a redhead. But anyway, that was the first one out of the gate.
Okay.
So that was fun. All right. Amazing Adventures. What do we got? 11. Yes.
The Beast.
First appearance of the Beast with fur. So, I guess
There's what is it? If there's grass on the field, play ball.
I don't know if you if you're into hirsute superheroes, write that down. Look that up. This would be the one for you to get. What's the note say on here? Let's see. First appearance of Beast with fur. First appearance of Carl Maddox. X-Men appearance in flashback.
Cool.
So Gil Kane. Some Gil Kane artwork.
You guys can remember that cover. That's a Beast is Born cover.
Yeah.
But he's gray instead of blue.
Yeah. I don't know when that change came, but they didn't.
So with that, was it graded about where you thought it would be?
Yeah, that was one that I just was like sort of in my box and just threw it in a bag and
Didn't press it or anything?
yes, that got pressed, so
Okay.
it probably came up a little bit, but
Because I remember I thought that one had a spinal rule on it.
yeah, it had the scuff. I think that they said that it is very, very common for that issue. A lot of them have a staple scuff right by
It
it.
said dark colors, man.
Yeah, that was a comic book that I didn't matter to me any more than the next one until somebody brought it to my attention and said, "Hey, that's there's a key there." So
The what about the Daredevil? Was it an 8.5? Was that around what you thought it was going to be?
yeah, I didn't think that was going to be what
It looked like it was a really nice cut.
I know, but you know as well as I do, Dave. What throws these off is you could have a pristine copy, no spinal ticks, anything like that. If the pages are starting
Yellow.
anything less than white, it starts, going down. So you could have the perfect copy, and if the pages are just off color, start losing points. So that could be very well what is going on with both of those. So we got I know what this is going to off-white to white pages. So this one was slightly tanning. Same thing for the Daredevil 115. So I'm sure that cost each one of them some points right there. So poor storage, or just the nature of the beast.
Yep, yep.
All right, next up.
Ooh,
Look at that.
that's a classic, huh?
Yeah.
So it's the death of the Green Goblin.
Yeah. This is actually, we sort of did these out of order, but that's okay. So, yeah, the death of the first Green Goblin. So, if for you, I won't tell you what happens to him. He dies.
It's a lower grade. Is that what you expected on that?
Yeah. We'll do both of them together, and then I'll tell the short story.
Okay.
All right. So, obviously, this was 121. We did these a little bit backwards, but you get the gist. The death of Gwen Stacy, which is attributed to a big pivotal shift in, is it possibly in between two bronze to, what do we go to next?
Oh, bronze and it's not modern. It's oh crap, Copper Age.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. But at any rate, it was probably one of the big deaths of somebody in a superhero comic book that.
Or is it Silver Age to Bronze Age?
It's just like the Olympics. So we go gold, silver,
whatever.
Bronze, copper,
They
plastic.
Say this may or may not cause the segue into the.
Yeah, it was a dynamic shift in the occurrence of things in comic books for sure. So. You were with me when I bought these. Package deal. Both of the books together were $150. Wasn't going to pass it up. Had them both pressed, so they're just cool books to have.
Mm-hmm.
I actually sat down and read the 121. I didn't read a reprint. I read the actual copy, which was kind of neat. So whatever floored them. 40 years ago, floored me just when I read it last year. So, just a neat book to have. So,
you bought that more than a year ago, though.
Yeah. What I'm saying is,
you finally got around to it.
Yeah, but before I slabbed it, I said, you know what, I'm going to read this damn thing. So
I did that with Hulk 181.
Yeah, if you get a chance to read a book like that, you take it.
Right.
You do it. It's what it's all about. It's why you picked it up to begin with. So. I think this one kind of just slipped into the box. I think we did this one already.
I don't remember it.
Okay. You know me, I'm a fan of horror. I'll go for that every time. This is the first published Paul Galassy work.
Galacci's a writer.
Okay. And Morbius, the Living Vampire Begins. I think this was his own first title.
Yeah, his first series.
He wasn't like
solo.
He wasn't in Spider-Man. He wasn't
right.
Just playing a backup character. So
I think he was in his first appearance is ASM 101, I believe.
Isn't it the one where he has 6 arms? Yeah, that sounds right. Spider-Man, not Morbius. All right. Now we got into the.
All right. Oh wait, go back to that Morbius.
Okay.
I want to see the back because that back's worth it to me, man. That's the ad right there.
I had one. I think I had the van, and obviously I had the motorcycle and Evil. So I know I had the van.
It's worth getting at CGC just for that ad.
Yeah, they put it in there backwards. It should have been the other way.
All right, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Hey, man.
All right, not for the faint of heart.
All right.
This is where we're getting into dirty dirt. Dirty.
Actually, these were educational. They, these were also the 2 girls who did Tits and Clits, which we covered briefly, and maybe in a future video I could go into a little bit more because everybody, giggles and laughs at the title, but...
Yeah, there's a bit of satire going on here with these. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but this was the comic that...
Cover your eyes, kitty.
They did to educate women on their rights, the emotional angle. So this is, a discussion about the legality of abortion, what to expect during abortion, head trips before and after, and much more. So this was, like I said, this was a educational.
It looks like a Mad magazine on back. What's on the back?
Yeah, I know. Chin Lively and Joyce Sutton. I think Joyce went on to, she got married and changed her name. But yeah, and they did a little bit of levity here with, looks like What Me Worry. So you're right, a little bit of Mad Magazine and Alfred, he's,
So,
yeah.
Is this book worth anything?
You know what? I didn't really look it up.
But it's just for conversation piece, something you want to see.
Well, it kind of went with the rest of the tits and clits, and I don't know how many are actually on the are graded, but
cool.
I can tell you one.
You didn't look?
No, I didn't.
I've been watching my one to see if it's gotten graded because I know there's none. I'll be the only one to have it, and I've been watching on the CGC census, and I haven't seen it yet.
What?
I can't tell you.
Teaser.
It's gonna be a surprise.
You teaser.
Oh,
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be surprised. They're gonna be surprised. You're gonna be surprised. Oh,
You're gonna be surprised. All right, on the other end of the spectrum.
Whoa.
Tales of Leather Nun.
Oh my.
Now, if you're into R. Crumb, Spain Rodriguez, any of the underground sexual adult stuff, this was a good jump-off point because they covered a lot of taboo stuff. Stuff that I won't bring up, but you can look into it for yourself because it's a little graphic and maybe offensive. But
Is there R. Crumb in there?
yeah.
No shit, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
As a matter of fact, they made notes. R. Crumb, Spain Rodriguez, Roger Brand, and Jack Jackson. So cool. The only thing that kind of bummed me out about this is CGC dropped the ball again. There are various, what I want to say. This is the first printing. Yeah, okay. There are various printings that it's very simple to tell. All you have to do is look at the price.
Okay.
So I think it goes up. This is the 50-cent copy, which means it's the first printing. I think it goes up to like $8, because by the time it's all done, I think the copy was like $3.
Does it say on the inside as well, or no? Like on the bottom?
As far as
the printing?
I don't know. You mean like on the declaration page?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but I looked it up. It was very simple. All I did was I looked up Tales of Leather Nun printings, and it gave you a list of the price, second printing, third printing, fourth printing. So
sometimes you go by the price, sometimes you go by the color. I know even like Batman Killing Joke, I think it was just by the color. I don't think it says on the inside.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it'll be silver or gold. Sometimes it'll be a completely different cover. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, some of these, especially the underground ones, may not say second printing.
Yeah.
Third printing.
I think I bought a what is it, Spain Rodriguez? It's called Bent. There's not even a declaration page in there. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's nothing, not where it was printed. Any of that legal mumbo jumbo stuff. So when they say underground, it was just what it was.
Show them the back.
Help you get it off your chest.
Freaky deaky.
Hey man. Yeah. But so there's a little bit of.
So you expected a 6.5? You don't even really care about the grades, though, really, do you?
Not to a certain degree. I mean, yeah, I know what I'm getting into.
Just stuff you wanted to get CGC.
Yeah, I mean, if I wanted a 9.8, man, anybody can pull out a credit card, or do whatever. So these are issues that I find myself in the wild. We go out, we buy them, and they are what they are. They're my collection, right. So I thought I got a great deal on that. The guy was so thoroughly offended whenever I picked it up and pulled it out. I had that and a couple other things, and he's like, you know what? Give me $15 for it all.
Just get that.
Yeah, he's like, this is not my cup of tea. I said, all right. So, I mean, I knew it was a first printing from the price right there. So, I don't know what the other two were worth, but if it had to be $15, I'll pay $15 for it. Plus the other things he threw in. I can't remember what they were. So, But
Where are we at here?
last two.
Is it the same one? The double? The double?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, disclaimer, guys. This isn't what it appears to be.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hold up here. So
don't jump to any conclusions quite yet.
What's better than one blonde? Two blondes.
So what'd you get? 8.5 and a what?
8.5.
Two 8.5.
They are twins to the max.
Explain what this is.
All right. Now, before anybody gets bent out of whack, and trust me, both me and Dave are from extremely different ethnic backgrounds, so we are.
Show them the back.
Okay. These were put out by a company called Christian Spire.
Spire Christian Comics.
Spire Christian. I'm sorry. Yes, you are correct. They eventually went on to sell in the Archie line.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So they were. I think there was a couple of the. They even did one with the Dallas Cowboys, which. Well,
I see. There's an Archie one in there.
Yeah, I mean, you can see they did it. Tom Landry, Adam and Eve.
I had
Johnny
several
Cash. Yeah.
My mom was a born again, and when I was a little kid, I remember because I just wanted a comic book. I didn't care what it was, and I had that Live It Up. I had my brother's Keeper.
I have those. I have those copies. So, God's Smuggler. I have a copy of that. That's the one he smuggles Bibles into Russia. So
anyways, what happens in the book?
She eventually finds God. There's a moral and a I guess a happy ending. She gets redeemed or sees the light. This one just happens to deal with Nazism and a little bit volatile subject matter. People would say, well, then why would you get it graded? For the simple fact that it's worth money. They're worth money.
Are they?
Yeah.
What do they go for? Non and slabbed.
I would have to look. I could tell you. Do you want to know what I paid for the pair? I mean, raw. I mean, does it make a difference?
Whatever.
It's about $100.
Oh wow.
Yeah, about $50 a piece. So I guess the novelty of it, whatever,
So probably graded, they're probably going for $150, $200, something like that.
I would probably say that at 8.5, yeah, you'd probably get 140, 150. I mean, but so they're from Spire Christian. That's. But
so they definitely were going for the shock value on that book, man.
Yeah, because I think it's a little misleading on the cover, just because it doesn't really say anything about, being redeemed. The other cool one was The Cross and the Switchblade, which I think was from Nicky Cruz, the book called Run Baby Run, which I kind of read as a kid. I was a little fascinated with the gang aspect, but I found a good deal on two of them, so I bought them and we got them graded, and here they are. So keep an eye out for them.
That's them dollar bins.
Hey, you know what?
Those are the ones you'll find at a yard sale or
absolutely,
flea
or
market.
believe it or not, or a church sale.
Actually, yeah.
So, hey, one thing to remember when you buy stuff like this, and if even it's not your cup of tea, remember it is somebody's cup of tea. You can always trade. You can always sell it. You can always. This is how you move up and through your collection without killing yourself at a job or whatever. I mean, sure, you got bills to pay, but if you can do it smart, and you know what you're doing, you can get the issues that you do want. So sometimes we put some stuff on here that we hope's informative, and so you know.
Like you said, you talked to that one dude that spent $20 at that sale that we didn't go to, and he says he has about $1,000 worth of comics.
Kenny actually pointed out, he said, by the time you get done pressing and grading, and if you would spend the money to, get the stuff graded, it was about $1,000 worth of books.
That's pretty good, man.
So, I mean, not bad for a $20 investment, and then $30 $30
each.
Yeah, so, but the dude knows his stuff.
Yeah.
He's really good, so. But, that's all I got for today, Dave. That's about enough excitement.
All I'm going to say is I am planning, we're going to make a weekend run this weekend. Janine's got to go pick up one of her... Edit. Sorry about the edit. So anyways, I told her as long as we'll take a ride out to the city and I'll pick up my CGC and hopefully maybe some more will come in this week. I don't know. Maybe I'll get more.
I still have. I think I have 5 out. I think I have 5 out, and I have 1 that didn't go out because they're waiting to get more magazines. I guess that's a different rate.
Oh yeah.
So I got 1 that's been sitting down there about 6 months. It hasn't even been sent out yet, but I guess, hey, that's how they keep the prices reasonable, you know.
Yeah.
By selling them out in bulk, and
well, you know, they're all like Golden Age has its own rate.
Yeah.
Silver has its own rate,
Mm-hmm.
and then anything after like I want to say 75 or something like that, 74 is a different rate, and then of course your magazines, and then whatever else you get into. I'm sure there's baseball cards and whatever else they do.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so we'll have another video coming up, and we still got to upload Todd's Comic Tom unboxing. That's gonna be coming up too.
Okay.
So
I ordered some stuff yesterday from a new company that we're gonna do the comics and give them a little shout out. Some really neat stuff. So
yeah, you got a unique variant
that I'm excited to see how they do. I don't think they're all going to come in at one time because the one comic I got was a pre-order, and it's not scheduled to be shipped out until March. But the other stuff, they said if it's in stock, it will come in. So
oh, cool. Usually they wait. Like I know, usually you know what I mean, to save on shipping, unless you pay for the extra shipping. That's cool.
I don't know. This is the first time I'm going to try the company out, so I won't have much, but maybe I'll just pop in do a 2-minute segment while Dave does a whole segment. Show it off.
Cool.
Share it with you guys, and we'll see what happens. So
groovy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna NERDCORE out this time.
Yeah. You
All
doing
right.
it, me doing it, who's doing it? Cat's doing it?
Here, we'll let the leather nun do it.
All right. Chiquita!
NERDCORE.